Hi Tara, I'm gonna do your soul rebirth journey now. So we're gonna just see what comes, okay? Just gonna relax here. So I'm walking into they're odd. It's like drops of water. They go down in a stream. They almost make like a beaded necklace out of teardrop shapes because they solidify and then they get stuck. But it's like they're creating a necklace in black and white, while simultaneously there's this sort of like a coil shape, but it's filled in, so it's kind of it's swirling, but it's all filled in. But you can see that it's in that way. All I can think of is how much further can we go? What do I do next from here? Do I put this necklace of tears on? Do I wear this necklace of tears in black and white? Do I go down the spiral? Do I see what is there? Maybe I want to do things differently. They show me everything is sort of in an infinite 8. So we have this necklace creates kind of that lower half, and then the spiral kind of creates the upper half of an infinite 8. Two scenes connected. I want to know more than this. I want to do more than this. I want to experience more than this. I can't break the surface. I don't know how to go deeper. The more I explore, the more I examine, the more I look at this, the more confused I get. The more challenging it becomes to know which direction to go. Sometimes you just have to pick and then see what happens next. And you can pick anything. What would you pick, Tara, in this scenario? Either A, we can put on the necklace of teardrops and see what happens, or B, we can go through the spiral and see what happens. So just make a conscious choice. There's no time separating you in the future from me in this now past moment. And we'll see what your conscious choice decides. Aha! You're making a conscious choice, are you? You're making a conscious choice. Spirit says, good job. That's all we needed. We just needed you to make a conscious choice. They say no matter which one you choose, it would wind up in the exact same destination point. So we're just sort of like, okay, we're done with this. New props, people. It's kind of what the energy is like. But still, there is a question mark as to where I am going in life or where I'm going to go next. There's an escalator that goes downwards. Well, I'm sort of going down an escalator. Right here, I'm going down an escalator. It's in a dark world. Everything is dark. I can't see anything, really, but I know I'm going down an escalator. I can see an escalator. But over here, kind of creating a triangle effect, like a mirrored effect even, is another escalator going down in a diagonal, and we're going to meet at the bottom. So it's sort of like a weird mirror, because now the escalators are kind of blending into each other from a varying angle. But there's no sort of it like that. I'm on the escalator. I'm going down, the one that I was on in the first place, as I notice this one over there also going down, and we are going to meet at the bottom. Both escalators. If this is a reflection, how come I don't see myself on the opposing escalator looking back at myself? I see nothing. I see just a lowly escalator going down to the bottom, where we will meet at the bottom, but nobody will be there to meet me, not even myself. Not even yourself will be there to meet you? Aren't you yourself? Do you need to have a reflection of yourself for you to know that you are yourself? Sometimes we look into the people around us as opportunities in order to understand ourselves. We need other people to help us understand ourselves, understand our feelings. In this case, you only need yourself to discover yourself. And there's so much you can discover. Feels like this journey will never reach that point, and we'll never reach the end. There are gears. We're looking at a new shifting scene. What is like cogs in a little pocket watch or something? There's sort of cogs that are going in all different directions. I'm looking at this as though it is a maze of stairs, each little cog having like steps of some kind. How do I wind myself through this? How do I get through this next maze? It's so quiet in here. I mean, the contemplative moments are very quiet and they're understandable, you know? It's not irate, it's not being unrealistic. It's very human and natural to see this and to have these responses. You start to notice that it's not a world of cogs, that it was actually just sort of a little tiny picture, and you could put your finger in and even stop the cogs if you wanted to from moving. You could even break the machine if you wanted to. It's interesting because when I say break the machine, there's an odd echo about breaking the machine, the societal structure. Did you want to break the machine? Or do you love the machine? I see one of the cogs turning into a heart shape. The machine stops anyway without you having to stop it. The machine itself does not want to be itself anymore. It wants to be changed. It wants to be replaced. It wants to express itself differently. Therefore, you, Tara, want to express yourself differently. You are stopping, you are thinking about things, and you are wanting to alter it, alter the dynamic, alter the reflection. Spirit says, so is Tara the machine? Does Tara control the machine? On a wide scale, yes, Tara, you do. We all control the machine of society. On a small scale, yes, Tara, you also control the machine that is you, the functioning human being. You are in control. There's something, I'm still looking at this wall with these cogs, but everything is stopped. And even the one with the heart shape, obviously it's hard for them to turn with a heart-shaped objects in there instead of a rounded one. Things are already changing when we put love into them, when we put our heart into it. Things change. There was a really awful... it was horrible, and I can still feel it. What is a thread or a string taut really tight and fingers really tightly gripping it and then rubbing and making the fingertips bleed? It was absolutely awful. It's horrible. It's like a really tight string that could even cut someone's head off. It's like a deck of cards that if you flick it just right, they could be a deadly weapon in some crazy kung fu movie. It's like, it's awful. It's like this paper cut, you know, but it's on a terrible scale. The fingers are doing it. They want to hurt themselves. Why? Even this mental state We are stepping back from the cog wall. We are looking at what is a stringed instrument that lays flat and has some string pieces on it. And one of the strings was broken and we were trying to tightly put it around. Somehow the finger got... But it wasn't necessarily that, because there's two angles. One is you're not being honest, fingers, about what you were really doing. You actually were cutting yourself on purpose. The fingers say, no, I wasn't. I was trying to fix the string. The other consciousness says, I know you weren't trying to fix the string. You actually were cutting your own fingers. If you were trying to fix the string, you wouldn't have cut your fingers by sliding them across a taut string. The fingers are not being honest with themselves. Whatever the fingers are doing, they are hurting themselves, and then they are not being honest with themselves. But there's learning involved with this too. How can we avoid this accident in the future? Stop wanting to hurt yourself. That's fingers. Stop wanting to hurt yourself. How do we avoid this accident? You just stop wanting to hurt yourself. I'm working on altering the pattern to help release this insistence, this obsession. We want everything to be perfect now, don't we? That's coming from somewhere else. That's not normal. Whatever that was not normal, was not balanced. There was a sickness in that one. She doesn't like it when I call her sick. She's perfect. She's got a sickness inside her, obsessed with perfection. And she doesn't like people thinking less of her. She is so obsessed with perfection that she needs to be in control of everybody else's opinions of her, because everybody's opinion of her needs to be that she is perfect. This is not the way you are. You don't fall into a category that is obsessed with ensuring that everybody thinks you're perfect. You are way past that type of learning. You would be more apt to take a perfect instrument and then break it, and as a lesson, as a learning lesson as to what you think about perfection. This is what I have to say about perfection. Instrument, bash. Here you go. But that was my instrument. No, that we're talking about perfection here. This is interesting. There is a really deep vein here of self-hatred. Not being good enough for the rest of the world causes the self to hate the self. If nobody else can like me, I might as well not like me too. Fuck the world. Bash the instrument. Break the machine. Literally a deeper chord or vein that wants to see change on a destructive angle, because the obsession is with perfection, and the self knows how perfection is unattainable and how sick and twisted perfection can be. But also the self is in loathing because it can't be good enough for this world. It's not even trying to be perfect or anything, but yet it can't seem to be good enough for this world. Thus, this world obsessed with perfection. Thus, this world is sick. Thus, this world is the perfect instrument and needs to be destroyed. Not saying blow up the world, but on a philosophical, a psychological, a very honest evaluation of truth, saying it is time for change, an evolution of change for society and the way that human beings treat each other, a deep soul understanding about perfection versus beauty. There's no such thing as perfect, but yet a world that demands perfection and yet is not perfect, and inspires you then to not feel perfect either. Nobody will ever be good enough for this world. This world isn't even good enough for itself, and this world is definitely a mess. I am to tell you here, Tara, I recall this voice from another session that we did. I recall what was an obsessive, a perfect mother, who was also creating psychological sicknesses within the children, really obsessed with the church. It just a very sick type of not natural, was not healthy at all. The same woman is showing up again. She's wearing pink, has her hair really big, blonde, and kind of curled out, a little pink, like cutesy hat. She's got a perfect tan. She's a beautiful blonde woman, and she is perfect. She's not even real. It's like she's trying to be a Barbie that is perfect in speech, perfect in manner, perfect in how she prays, perfect in how she sits, perfect in how she speaks, perfect as a mother, perfect in every single way. And it's on a sick level. It's on a very sick level. She is so good at following a program of perfection that she doesn't even know that she is sick and she is hurting other people. Spirit wants to reemphasize what the type of learning your soul knows and how valuable this learning is. That does not have I don't feel that being a burden in your spiritual atmosphere like I had felt it before. I feel like that is just part of the memory of your journey. But now we are looking at what is your soul learned, and let's put your soul's learning to good use, because your soul knows things. And your soul knows things that are now manifest into your human wisdom. Your human consciousness knows things as well, sees things, understands things about balance. What true balance is versus illusionary balance. Is perfectionism, psychotic perfectionism, is that actual perfect balance? Or is that illusionary balance? It's twisted. It's not natural. It's not right. It's mental institution level. But yet nobody sees it because everybody else just wants to be as perfect as she is. So you see where there's a problem here? She had deceived everybody. She had deceived everybody, including herself, and saw nothing wrong with herself but was sick and making her children very sick too. This is a big part of your story. Everything is in sort of a gray purple, but it's got more black color to it. It's a darker purple color, but it's got a gray effect to it. We're looking at this is reminding me a lot of that original scene in the kitchen. A girl and a boy sitting down at the table, a father just exhausted from work and just kind of is sort of in his own world reading the paper, plates are being put out. The perfect mother is making sure the perfect dinner is cooked, and everybody must have perfect manners and eat perfectly and be perfect all the time. Everything is in a grayish, dark purple color. Inside this, there are fists bawling, saying, I hate, I hate, I hate, I hate. Now we are looking at the purple scene with the purple family, the perfect purple family. And it's turning into a punching bag, and the fists are going to the punching bag. And now we're punching somebody in the face because the punching bag is turning into somebody's face. And I mean, we are punching the living daylights out of this face. But you can't hurt the face because it's actually a punching bag that we are envisioning is a face. So you can punch that face all day long, and the face will just make faces back at you. Ooh, you can't get me, you can't get me. And you just keep punching it, and nothing happens. You're just punching a punching bag in the end. This is an anguish of its own kind. Not the power or control to change people, to change scenes, to change the balance or the perception of what is perfect or imperfect or right or wrong. In the end, where is love in all of this? A desire to break the structures of perfection that are sick and twisted, that have not self-realized even. And the people that worship those perfect people, they too have not self-realized. They too are now ingesting their own version of a sickness based on their own shortcomings of self-love, because they long to be as perfect as that person who actually is not perfect at all. In fact, they're like demonically possessed. Where is the love? Where is the hate? How come it's so easy to pull into the heart, the strings of hatred? How come we can pull the strings of hatred so easily? We could break them even because hatred breaks things, right? But where is the strings of love? Why are we not listening to Paul McCartney more? Why are we not listening to the Beatles or something? Why are we not taking in these messages of love? Again, the desire to take the instrument and break it and show you, here's your perfection. Like that. You want perfect? Here's perfect. Break, here you go. Now play perfect for me. Now try and play perfect for me. This is really a helpful, I am feeling a huge, after that, I'm feeling a huge release of a lot of pent-up air and frustration. You needed to have this walk through in your spiritual atmosphere. A lot of release of pent-up air and frustration. You feel a lot better already. It was getting really intense in there. It's feeling a lot better. You're going to be feeling like a lot looser and goosier, you know, loose as a goose. I was really pent up there for a little bit. I feel loose and goosey. I feel a lot better. You can feel it already. It's like we worked it out. We worked it out. Now you feel better. It was a tough stretch, but we worked it out. Now you're flexible. Now you can do it. That's a lot better in here. Spirit is showing me scene shifts, but nothing is really identifiable yet, so give me a minute. This next one, so there's a walkway. It goes straight ahead. But at the end of the walkway, it splits down the center and starts opening up. It makes a V. It's kind of like V for Vendetta or something. But again, we're looking at the, the escalator that goes, it sort of makes a V shaped as well. It's like trying to create a triangle, and so this go together. So the pathway now is a V shape as well. So we were on one pathway, and now it's like, whoa, which pathway? My feet are like, I can't just stand in the void space. I got to be on some pathway here. I feel like I'm losing my footing. I feel like I don't know where I'm going again. I feel like I don't know which road to take. I feel like I'm kind of lost. And when I feel lost, I get frustrated and the bashy side kind of comes up. I'm going to do things differently. I'm going to walk to a new tune. I see the feet now walking in the void space, and they just say fuck it. That literally, that's what they say. And as those feet say fuck it, literally they say that. This pathway actually becomes like a Pac-Man. It goes trying to, like, it's opening and closing its mouth, even though it's flat, and it's trying to eat you. It's kind of what it's like. But you skip and you jump and you laugh, and the pathway never touches your feet, and you don't want it to either. You want to walk a different pathway. You're delighting in the fact that the perfect pathway that split in two, when things got so confusing, you said fuck it. I'm gonna just walk my own pathway. And when you chose to walk your own pathway, the pathway of normal got freaked out, didn't like that, and tried to eat you. But you find it fun. You find it exciting to walk your own pathway. And you're not derailed by any of this. In fact, you're ready to see whole new things. You're even ready to you're ready to fly. I mean, you don't even care about, you're sort of jumping away, like, you can move. I don't even have anything to do with you, walkway. I'm going to go somewhere. I'm going to walk to my own tune, skip my own step. I'm going to go somewhere totally different. It's not necessarily like you're flying, but you're free inside your heart, to move your feet in any pattern you want, dance however you want, and walk to your own pathway in the void space. There's no identifiable pathway here, which means you have all pathways at your feet. And it's freeing for the spirit, for the soul, for the whistle. Because you can whistle when you are walking to your own tune, to your own step, you whistle, is what you're doing. There's a little miniature anxiety, though, as you are walking. You're free. You're way more free, but there is a pinch of an anxiety here. Wondering if people are watching you. Wonder if people notice. Wonder if something bad might happen by doing something extreme like this. Spirit says, why are you looking for something bad to happen? It's your pathway. Why are you insisting that something bad needs to now be on your pathway? Stop looking for bad things, to see you, to notice you, to step onto your pathway as though that should be what is there. Now you're going to manifest challenge. Do you want challenge? Is that actually what you're wanting in your heart? Because we'll make sure you manifest challenge. That's kind of what you're telling us here. You're telling us that you want us to manifest challenge when you feel like, something evil is lurking that is going to notice you and now cross your pathway, and now it's going to derail your life, schematic, your future, your gains. So don't think about it. Just stay positive and know that you are free. Another anger ripple. There's something as though we are sitting at a really massive wooden table. Really long, heavy wooden table, with really heavy sort of benches. It kind of gives off like a, I don't know, like a, Lord, like The Hobbit, where they're at the really tall guy's house. I can't think of his name, but he's the shapeshifter. He can turn into the bear. He has like really heavy furniture. Not just because he's a giant in comparison, but it's really heavy set anyway. It's just really heavy wood, heavy. It's sort of benches though, the really heavy benches, wooden benches. In this anger ripple, there's sort of a man that is banging his fist down on a really heavy table. He is invisible to the world. He is in the shadow. There's a wizard. He's wearing a pointy hat like a wizard. Nobody sees me. Nobody recognizes me. Nobody acknowledges me. I'm in the shadow. I don't want to be in the shadow, though. Nobody ever sits at my table. Nobody ever sees who is here. I try to say, hey, I'll sit at your table. It's not for me to say that, apparently. I am not allowed yet to sit at his table. It's like, you want somebody to sit at your table, I can sit at your table. So why is it I'm not allowed to sit at his table? There's something about himself that is warding people off. He himself is not ready for it or is not accepting of it. I'm not allowed to sit at this guy's table. I can't do it. The more I try, the more I lift up off of my feet and fly upward. This man wants somebody to sit at this table. This man wants to not be in the shadow, but yet when somebody wants to sit at the table, Spirit will not allow it. When he wants to be out of the shadow, Spirit will not allow it yet. He must remain in the shadow, and nobody will sit at his table. It is not time yet. Spirit is not allowing it. This makes him so mad. What gives you, Spirit, the right to tell me I have to sit in the shadow and I can't have somebody at my table? If I am ready, if I feel, if I choose, if I consciously tell the universe I am ready, how is it the universe is saying, no, you are not? Why am I not ready yet? Why is the universe insisting that I remain in a shadow? I want to be seen. I want to be discovered. I have discovered myself. I want to share myself with the world. Alas, no matter how insistent, Spirit keeps putting the shadow on this wizard. Feels like nothing will ever change. It feels like that will always remain in this way. Nothing will ever change. Everything will always just stay the same. There's another I hate sound going on here. There's an obsession with watching the table and the wizard and frustrated that he is not allowed to be free. But things are changing. This is a very interesting thing. There's a lot of energy shifts going on with it, and it has a huge effect on your mental body. It's a tiny pocket that opens up, and there's a lot of rainbowy type colors, but they're not the vibrant. They're sort of like a dull red, a very dull orange, a very dull colors, mixed with a lot of like black to really dull out the color. It's just really dull looking, like dirty colors coming out. It's like dirty water as well. It's kind of like dirty water. It's trying to push out more congested globs of energy. Looks like mud coming straight forward, straight out, instead of these colors going off to the side and backward. There's like some sort of black mud coming out now. A hand goes to pull out more of the stuff, the black mud stuff, and then the mud turns to a sticky, and now it's stuck to the hands. If I put it to my face, now it's stuck to my face. I can't get it off. Now it's stuck all over me. It's starting to wrap me in a sticky, mucusy cocoon. You can't fight with it, otherwise it's going to keep sticking everywhere. So you just got to accept the sticky and quit sticking it into more places, because now you're sticking yourself, like you're getting stuck now into like a ball. So you're in a sticky situation and you put yourself in it. How do you get yourself out of a sticky situation? This is another shift or change in the mental body. It says, I just want to be alone. The sticky situation is now you're stuck. It's turning into like, it's hardening and turning into like a rock. You're not in a full-on cocoon because your head is still stuck out. It's okay to stay in a sticky situation. It's okay to be stuck for a little while. You learn things even when you're stuck. And the amazing thing is you don't really know how much you're molding and shaping and on the inside of this structure of stuck. You're actually transforming quite a lot. It goes right under the nose. The whole body right now is in like a rounded out rock, and your head is just the only thing that's out, and you're all stuck inside of a rock except your head. The spirit is showing me that the rock is shifting and changing you. It's sort of like lots of pressure and heat turns it into a diamond or whatever. So we're like you're turning into something more magnificent on the inside. It takes time to turn a stone into a diamond, or coal or whatever it is into diamond. It takes time. It takes time to do that with people too. People turn into diamonds when life gets sticky, and you can get stuck too. It's okay. Something as beautiful is happening. Something beautiful is changing. All of that is sort of part of the past we're going to let go. And in its place, we see what is a magnificent, well, she's greenish blue color and a sort of a silvery white, pink and different, and purple, different ripples of these beautiful colors. And she's flying kind of like a ghostly backside, but she has a face. So she's sort of like energy, but her face is also merging of these colors as a human face. It's a female human face. Wow. Whew. This is something important, all right. So, I'm just gonna watch her for a while. She's doing energy work. She's shifting energy in the mental body and in the gut region. She's bringing things, she's creating movement and change in these emotional, mental body places. She keeps circulating, 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 circulating what is over like a really black cave. And as she keeps circulating, I feel shifts and changes in the head and then the gut region. She's pulling out a long string, what is like a chain, coming out of the back of the head. It's got an anchor on it as well. Completely removed. Feels a lot better. She's removing another one that is in the lower gut region. Everything is slowing down so much, it's almost like you could go into a tranquil, deep sleep. As this sleep and your spiritual atmosphere is like it's asleep. And there's a bright light that is building and building in here. It's soft, it's warm, it's getting brighter before you even notice it. It's just so, it's suddenly bright in here. Oh my gosh, it's getting brighter. That's what it's like, and it's still brighter. Your spiritual atmosphere is on sleepy time right now. You're laying down in a very soft bed. What is like bird feathers or something. It's like so soft. It's not only soft to the touch, but it's like thousands and thousands of feathers. They're soft though. I just can't explain it exactly. It's not like any old bed. You're dreaming about peace. You're in a pink space, a really light pink space. You're filling your veins with light pink, peaceful energy. Inhaling it, allowing it to fill the senses, mind, body, spirit, heart. Everything feels it. Everything experiences it. It's freeing. It's relaxing. It's peaceful. Continuing to inhale it. Continuing to get lost in it. Continuing to go into a deeper sleep. Letting so much go. go of trying to solve all the problems. I see a star on this one's chest. A golden star. It's a man. He's got like yellow, neon yellow hair. A beard. It's sort of a goatee. And then it just sort of kind of comes up. He's got really curly hair. It's so curly, it's kinky. Like, it's like he brushes the curls and makes his hair kind of kinky, but it has so much volume. And then it's like dyed neon yellow or something. And then his beard too is seriously curly like his hair is, but he's sort of like it's kinky and it's bright yellow. And he wears big black shades. He looks like you know, like he'd be some crazy snowboarder or something. Kind of what he's like. He's got a star on his outfit. It's slick. It's a very tight shirt. It's really like a surfer shirt or something. Like it's tight material. He's getting lost in the waves. Everything is in a sleep state. He too is in a sleep. He's going into a sleep state. He's getting lost in the waves. Literally, they're like surfing waves. But they're also waves of sleep pattern energy. He is even drifting off into a sleep state, like laying down on the beach. It's soft sand, it's warm sand. The sun is sunny, warm, hot sand. It's just so peaceful. Lay down on the sand now. It's just sleep for a little while. It's what it's like. I just want to drift off to sleep. If I never wake up, that's okay. That's not necessarily I don't want to be alive anymore. It's just I feel so ridiculously peaceful and relaxed that if I never woke up, I would die peaceful and relaxed, so to speak. It's like I would die perfect or something. There's nothing I can do right now. I'm shy. Am I supposed to wake you up? Do I need to get a gong and bang it at your head? You're supposed to be sleeping right now. It's making me feel like I gotta take a nap. It's addictive. It's addictive. The sleeping is addictive. But I'm not allowed to take the gong in and bang it by your head. I'm not allowed to wake you up yet. I'm not allowed to wake him up yet. I'm not allowed to figure out what is his purpose. Who is he? What is he a reflection of? All I know is this. That is it. That's all Spirit will share. Is it so hard to wait, Abby? Is it so hard to be patient? Is it so hard to just accept that she needs to sleep for a little while and that this guy felt inspired to sleep too? Is it so hard to just allow them to just rest? Why does something have to be happening if they need to just rest? Maybe the thing that's happening is that they need rest. Let it go. There's lots of white light and pink hues. You are still sleeping in a very soft feather bed of it's like it's made out of feathers. I mean, he is sleeping on the soft sand and it's warm and it's not uncomfortable. It's actually ridiculously comfortable for being a hard beach, you know, sand. It's ridiculously comfortable. It's again a shape shifting. I've used that word several times now. The big guy in the Hobbit that shapeshifts into a bear. You shapeshifting in that rock. Now you're in a sleep state and it is shapeshifting you. It is shifting your energy vibrations, your chords, your strings, your instrument. It is shaping your instrument for its grander purpose. It is it is right under the nose. It is happening under the nose. It is happening in a time frame where human consciousness is not it's not like, okay, it's the state fair, I'm stepping into the state fair, there, bam, the state fair. No, it's a normal life. I don't even know that I'm transforming into a powerful wizard. That's kind of what it is. It's like that is that on that level. I'm in a sleep state for 10,000 years, and when I wake up, I will be transformed into something unbelievable. That's like what it's like. Nobody in this place cares about time. There is nowhere to go, nothing to do. We could stay here for 1,000,000 years. And this is exactly as it is meant to be. This is perfectly in balance. This is as blissful as it is meant to be. There's a hatred energy coming in. Hatred will murder you in your sleep. Hatred will kill everybody. Hatred will stop the process of the profound shape-shifting. Hatred puts a knife into this blissful moment. But hatred is not allowed. It's like, can Abby go sit down at the big table with the wizard guy in the shadow? No, nobody's allowed to sit at the table. And the wizard is not allowed to be out of the shadow yet. But hatred is not allowed to enter into this peaceful, blissful sleep state to drive the dagger in. Hatred is only allowed to sit there fuming outside the window looking in. Cannot access it. Not allowed. This drives hatred to even matter. Hatred must access that. Hatred must destroy that. Hatred's not allowed. Hatred feels much like the ego police. Ego police must destroy anything that is a reflection of too much love. Too much heavenly bliss is not allowed, not acceptable. Freaks out ego. Ego gets freaked out by too much love. Doesn't believe it's real, doesn't believe it will last. Gets vulnerable. It's like, it can't do it. It's like it's so weird, but people talk about, I met this wonderful person, but they're just obsessed with me. They love me too much. It's freaking me out. I can't do it. It's crazy how many people can't tolerate too much love, That's pretty normal, like, human reaction. Too much love is a bad thing, and we cannot trust it. When it's too much love, it is not trustworthy. That also is kind of a reaction. So ego kind of can do that too. It's too much love. It's not the normal vibration. The normal vibration is not love. Or it is a love that is challenged. It is love that is difficult love. That is normal. Ego's not allowed to disrupt this. The sleep state. The sleepy by state. The lullaby place. This female and this male, they are in the lullaby place. There are little purple notes that are being played in your room. You are sleeping so peacefully, like a little angel. It's perfect. And it's a good perfect. It's not a psychotic perfect. It's like, aww. It's so perfect. It's so, aww, cute and sweet and wonderful. Hatred is starting to feel the cutesy, sweet, awe sensation. Not getting so mad anymore. Putting the hatred down. Feeling like it's gonna be okay. To just accept. This is tough to tolerate, the sleepy by energy. I'm gonna actually pull back a little bit, because I can't like, it's hard for me to interact with the scene or to see it from any other angle because it's affecting my own ability to think straight. In fact, I'm going to pause this and then I'm going to come back and see where we're at. I'm under a hypnotic sleepy by spell, so I need to alter my own wavelength pattern, so we'll enter back into this here in just a minute. Okay, we're back. Alright, let's see what's going on here with sleepy by. I'm just entering your spiritual atmosphere. Like I'm doing it for the first time, and we'll see what it's like in here. It really is in a rest state. It really is in a state of self-realization, perplexing thought, reorganization of its identity, retuning of its own strings, of its instrument, re-identifying its reflection. Much stronger than ever before, growing into quite a giant in size, but yet not there yet. Not realizing that is what you are. I mean, we're talking about your potential here. So most of us, it's like, okay, what kind of job could I, like, we think about a lineup of our purpose, right? What's the lineup of our purpose? Well, let's just get the ads out. Let's just go online and see what the job opportunities are, and let's just pick a job that we could fill those shoes and make a little extra money. We don't actually think about, what did I come here to do? What is my assignment as it pertains to the development of mankind, the awakening of mankind? Awakening mankind to what? To love, to Mother Earth, to each other. You have a very strong purpose, but it's hidden in the shadow, and it's not meant to come out just yet. And it's growing like a huge giant in a sleepy by state, but it is undeniable. It is quite loud. Despite being removed, despite on the human level probably not knowing that yet, not really knowing what it's all about, not feeling the force yet that you are, but it is definitely there. How will I ever find that force within me? How will that force ever the sleeping giant ever wake up inside me? I'm walking up a stair. And the white and pink energy that is your spiritual atmosphere is full of it. I'm climbing the stair to the top. There's a giant laying down now, just a big sleeping giant, and I'm walking up to his chest. So like right to where his heart portal is. It's sort of funny. I'm like a little pitter pattering, like a Mickey and the Beanstalk style. Like I'm sneaking around while he's sleeping. Like, what things can I do to him while he's sleeping? It's kind of on the funny side. Like maybe we could fill his hand with whipped cream and then tickle his nose and see what happens. Like there's kind of a funny thing going on with it. It's hilarious. It's really exciting. But he's sleeping. Shh. Shh. Don't wake him up. He's asleep. It's really funny right now. I don't know how to describe this, I'm sort of like a little fairy right now dancing on his chest. I'm really proud of myself. I feel really silly. I'm thinking of all the silly things I can do while he's sleeping. And he doesn't even know it because he's asleep. My spirit guides say, are you wanting to play tricks on a sleeping giant? A part of my happy heart says that it's good for him. But is it really good for him or is it just good for me? It's good for both, the little fairy says. Okay, right. It's good for me, but it's good for us both. The spirit says, what do you think will happen if you do silly tricksy things to the sleeping giant and the sleeping giant wakes up? And what if the sleeping giant doesn't find that so funny? I'll say, I'll be giggling and laughing. And I don't care what he thinks. Because it'll be funny. He'll have to gain a sense of humor. Some sleeping giants don't have senses of humor. It's still on the funny side. It's still sort of like, well, that's for them to figure out then. They have to grow a sense of humor. There's something, a joke along the lines of, if he can grow that big in size, he can grow a sense of humor. Something like that. Now I discover that the sleeping giant is awake and I'm in the palm of his hand and he is looking at me. Now I'm looking back. I don't feel any fear. I actually feel as though we have a bond or a connection. I feel like we are friends. I am quite happy that he sees me now. I go and walk up his arm and sit on his shoulder. I flutter up. I literally am like a fairy, kiss him on the cheek and sit back on his shoulder, and I giggle to myself. I'm thinking about all the silly tricks I want to play on him that I'm only doing it because I love you. I'm only doing it because I love you. You like tricks. I like tricks too. I'm only doing it because I love you. Now the reality is he's back asleep again. It was only a dream. I was only in his dreams. I am still on his heart portal and I'm sad that he's still asleep. And a part of me feels like I will fall asleep too. That way we can wake up at the exact same time. So I fall asleep on his heart portal and now we are both sleeping. I say, I will wait for you. I will wait for you for all eternity, my giant. My big, beautiful, sleeping giant. I will wait for you. I kiss his heart portal and I fall asleep in a little ball. I'm not afraid of what passerbyers may come by. That an eagle might see me and swoop down and catch me in its claw. I'm not afraid of any of these things. I feel at peace. I feel at home here. I will not leave the giant. In my dreams, I dream about longing for something much more than all of this, something bigger than all of this. In my dreams, I feel sad inside. I feel like I long for something more. I discover that this giant was really only myself. I really just want to be this big in the world, this noticeable. But making this big of an impact, this noticeable of an impact. It was really just me all along, and I'm now dreaming in this feathery bed, still sleeping and dreaming. I wonder what time it will be when I finally wake up, when I finally come to life again. I hear a calling for me at the door. My nose itches. It's been getting too many feathers on my nose. My nose itches. I sort of wake up and I'm wondering, why am I in this bed full of feathers? And I sit up and I just look around and I'm wondering, what is going on here? What is this all about here? What's this weird misty vapor? Where am I? I'm in a time world. I'm in a clock world. World of cogs is spinning. And putting people to sleep. I want to wake up now. I am awake. I am awake now. I dreamt about some boy fall asleep on a beach just like me. I dreamt I was a fairy. I dreamt there was a really big giant, and there was a silly trick with the feather I was going to play on his nose. But then I fell asleep and I found out that it was I who was the giant, not the fairy. And now I guess it was all just a dream. I still don't really know where I'm going. But I am awake, and I am standing up. I am in this world, and I am alive. I am choosing. The next pathway is through this door. I open the door. It is made out of mirror, two-sided mirror. One side is when I open it, I see, and then on the other side is a mirror showing the other side of me as well. I'm in a weird hallway. I could go this way or I could go that way. There's something weird about the mirrors showing me as though I am the mirror reflection of myself. There's something odd about this hallway. It's full of mirrors. It's so full of mirrors that I'm discovering that there's like 10,000 of you, and I can't figure out which one of you is the reflection or which one of you is the physical version. And all of them are thinking the same thing at the exact same time, and then going into a door that is opposite or reflective of some angle. There's so many of you. They're like a little girl wearing a little yellow dress, going through a door at the exact same time another version goes through the door, exact same time another version, and thousands of versions of you opening a door, walking through it at the exact same time at different angles, having the exact same thought. Where am I? Where am I going? I will choose to go here next. We start to notice that we are creating what is like a hexagonal beehive looking reflective universe full of mirrors that are like beehive homes. Full of reflections going through doors. They're all the same door though. It's all the same person. You take one person and you put him in a crazy mirror place. How many reflections are there doing the exact same thing? There's only one. There's only ever one. But there's thousands. But there's really only ever one. There's only one of you actually moving forward. Doesn't matter how many reflections define that one you. It is still only that one you, reflected out of thousands of different ways, but it's still only the one you, making choices and moving through life, and deciding. The universe is constructed of thousands, infinite numbers of mirrors, of one person doing infinite numbers of things across the universe. How many versions of one person are there? Infinite numbers of the same person, but there's only one person ever doing something. But the universe is always infinitely reflected by all of these echoes. They show me the universe made up of hexagons, like beehives, like beehive holes. Just infinite numbers. Like the universe is a beehive. It is just a hanging beehive. The consciousness of the little girl, I see her walking through a beehive of a universe and all of her reflections doing things. At the same time, she's doing this one thing. I also see what is a beehive hanging and bees flying out, and I see the inside is made up of all these hexagons, and the universe is made up of all these like hexagons, and this girl is walking through reflections that create hexagons. Always wondering what she will do next. The bees never wonder, they just go to do the next thing, the thing they were instructed to do, the design that they were instructed to follow. They don't know anything else, but that is what their peace is. That is their balance. That is their joy. That is their life's work. All of these bees that look the same, functioning in the exact same way. There's thousands of them. Taking what is one reflection now and not saying it is only one, but saying it is thousands. Taking one bumblebee and now duplicating out so there are thousands of this one bumblebee doing the exact same thing. Are there thousands and thousands and thousands of you? Or is there only one of you? And which doorway do you choose in the midst of thousands, infinite numbers of reflective doorways? Doesn't matter. No matter which door you choose, it was always the one. It will always lead you in the exact same direction. It is only the mind that perceives the illusion of possibilities, options. In the end, you will be a wizard sitting at a heavy table, wondering when somebody will sit down, and spirit will say, it is not yet time for you to come out of the shadow. It is not yet time for this one to sit down at your table. What is it time for then? It is time for you to be in the bliss and joy of living that which you are. Just be happy. All things fall into place as when they are meant to. You started a domino effect. Can you get to the very last domino when you only start pushing the very first one? There's the essence of time that it takes for the first domino to hit the second, then the third. And now we're on the 100,000th domino, and there's 200,000 dominoes in this crazy domino thing. And so there's a rippling effect. Before we can get from one place to the next, we have to experience all of the different rippling effects that take us places. And that's the joy. How could we start something and already be at the end of it without appreciating all of the steps that it took to get to the end? That's what life is about, enjoying the ride. And seeing how the ride transforms you. It shapeshifts you into something more miraculous. A miracle for this world, a blessing for yourself and for the world. Does that make you perfect? You could say yes to that. The universe has a way of molding us perfectly into a reflection that is just right. A perfect reflection. It's not obsessive. It's not hurting others. It is not afraid of being imperfect. It is in its own state of joy and acceptance and peace. It manifests the influences of energy as it goes through shifts and changes that manifest new learning experiences along the way. It is a beautiful and complex and yet perfectly designed gift. Life is. And they say you are. Perfectly designed gift to this world and to yourself. The universe wants you to know that you are perfect. That is it. A perfectly tuned instrument. The universe gives you a kiss on your forehead and holds you for a long time and tells you that you are perfect. Perfectly tuned instrument. In that loving and nurturing way that makes you feel secure, makes you feel proud of yourself, makes you feel happy inside, makes you feel good. It doesn't destroy you. It doesn't make you feel fear or worry that maybe you will get out of perfection or out of balance, not be good enough for everybody else. It's nothing to do with that. It's everything to do with you being exactly as you are is perfect. And we love you. It is God says we love you. It is male, female. It is love that says we love you. It is all that says we love you. It is all that holds you and kisses you on the forehead gently, looks into your eyes, sort of touches your nose and holds you again and looks in your eyes and says, we love you. Just as you are is perfect. We love you. They keep saying that over and over again. There's no real need to try to figure anything out now. There's only this feeling of happiness and freedom. They're showing me something shifts really quickly. It's a keyhole. It's round, and then it has the sort of the lines that come out to make a triangle, but it never touches, right? And it's a keyhole, an old school keyhole. It's big in size. But what's inside? How do you unlock it? Where's the key? Spirit is asking me if we will go into the keyhole or not. They say I've been trying. I keep saying I've been trying, but it's stuck. But at the same time I am saying, but I never actually tried. I've just been pulling on the doorknob. I was just insisting the door should just open without actually trying to find the key, putting the key in the lock and opening it properly. It will take time for me to find this key. I was hoping maybe the door would just open if I forced it open enough. So you want to manifest you want the learning journey, right? That you don't want to actually learn anything. You don't want to search for the key. You just want the door to open. But you don't want to learn how to open the door properly. It's joyful to go find the key. They show me a little kid in a magnificent mansion. And it's sort of like an old lady lives there, and she's a collector of all kinds of cutesy little things, like porcelain little pill containers and like cutesy little like ornamental stuff all over the place. And it's like a mansion, like 100 rooms, and some have fluffy pillows and frilly stuff, and totally ornately decorated with so much stuff in it, and feathery stuff too, and pretty pastel colors, and she likes little toy dogs that are alive, but she really, it's just really on that level, and really beautiful ornate little china dishes and cutesy things like that all over the place. And the key is in here somewhere, and now you have to go find it. You 5-year-old child, we let you touch everything. We're gonna let you open it and move it and look what's inside of it, and take pull out the pillows, pull back the shades. We are going to let you search an entire 100-room house full, like ornately designed and decorated, and to find this key. Now go. Yeah, go have fun. I'm telling you, it's a freak out. Like, I'm a kid and I get to touch every cutesy little thing and see what's inside all the boxes and do this and that and the other thing. And oh my gosh, there's like little ones that have candies inside, and it's like, it's a freak out. It's like, what? You were sitting here trying to open this door all the time when look at you have an entire mansion of cutesy things that you can go through to try and find this key. The child, like the inner child, is like, oh, I can do this. I can do this every day for years. This is going to be fun. But they show me even children can get frustrated. Even children can say, I just want to find the key already, even after 8 hours of touching cutesy things. Even that can be exhausting. Even for a child. In a total child's heaven. Starts to get old after a while even. And we're only on like day 3, 8 hours a day. We're actually starting, instead of being playful with it, we're actually, the child in you is actually getting serious, is actually not looking at the fun side of it, but looking at the serious side of it, is determined to figure out where this key is hiding. Is actually coming up with a strategy, is going to comb through each room one at a time. At first, it was sort of running around all the rooms and looking and throwing things and moving things around and now making a mess of it all. But now it's starting to get exhausting. It's starting to feel like a chore. It's going to take a strategy. So we're going to start over again. We're going to just start in this first room. Everything's a mess in here. Now it's going to be even harder to find this key. If it is in here. I'm going to go through every single drawer first. That is the first thing I'm going to do. I'm going to move all the pillow cushions out of this sofa. Okay, they're not there. I'm going to put all these other cushions on top of the sofa again. I'm going to put the room back the way it was. I'm going to move everything off of this desk. Everything off of this little china table thing. There's something we're missing. Something. We're missing the key, obviously. But there's something else we're missing. The child is sitting on the sofa now. The child has heard that there was something else that it needed to explore. It needed to do it differently. Not in the way you think. Not try to find the key in the way that you think you would find it as a human being. You have to go inside out. You have to think inside out in order to find out where the key is. Spirit says, we never did hide a key. Not in your reality anyway. You could have searched that house for the rest of your life and never found it. And then you would feel like a failure now, wouldn't you? Because the key was never physical. It was never in your world. It was never hidden in your human world. It is quite easy to find it, though. If you want to go into the spirit realm, you can find the key. It is not that door you are wanting to open. That door is in your human world. The door you are trying to open and access is the spirit realm. And where is the key and where is the door in an infinite spiritual universe? It is the spiritual universe. The key is the spiritual universe. The door to it is the spiritual universe. The door to it is in your heart. The door to it is in your third eye. Have you ever tried to step into your third eye? Have you ever tried to explore the energy of love and now surf love? Surf the energy of love in order to access an infinite universe, spiritual universe, where love is in everything. You can access infinite numbers of realms with uncountable faces and facades and angel feathers and alien beings and human beings and all different kinds of spirits, all different worlds, all different creative lands, all different types of Mother Earth energy, all different types of insects and animals and all kinds of things. And we're all friends here. It's an infinite world of love, and we're all friends here. It's amazing. How do you get into that door? It's not locked. It is not shut. The doorway is not shut. The door is not locked. You have 100% access to this space. You are the space. You are already spirit. You already are spirit. Imagine if your human world, you now perceived it as though it was a spiritual universe. Now your day-to-day life is a little bit more magical, isn't it? Now it's a spiritual car. Now it is a spiritual closet full of spiritual clothing. You could decide what to wear today. Now these people are spiritual people instead of just bumbly, grumbly human beings. They're spiritual beings. There's more soul in them now. Now this Walmart superstore is a spiritual store. We're in a spirit world. It's a Walmart supercenter in the spirit realm. And I'm going to go in and see what it looks like in here. I'm having a total freak out. It's spiritual tomato soup. It's spiritual. I'm in a spirit universe. This is what it's like to walk around the spiritual universe. It's no different than walking around your universe. You call it a physical reality. We call it a spiritual universe as well. It's just a different dimension of experience. That's all it is. It's no different than where we come from is where you come from. And the doorway here is the same door as the one there. We're all connected. There's nothing separating spirit from human. There's nothing. Because human is spirit. And to go beyond that, you ride the wave of love. To get there, you allow your senses to take you places. They really are telling you, I'm going to just make it blatantly honest, but blatantly obvious. They're telling you that it's time for you to start learning how to be psychic. It's time for you to start learning how to work with the spirit realm. It's time for you to start discovering how you access that library of wisdom. Because it's an infinite library, there's infinite numbers of pages. It's not like you go to a space and it's a library and you find a book and now you can read up on the story. It's in everything. It's in the stars, it's in the flowers, it's in the plants, it's in you. The infinite library is inside of all of us. I have access to the infinite library anytime I do a journey. I'm already in your spiritual atmosphere. I'm already accessing your infinite library. Simply by being here as a human being, just projecting myself. Now I know everything. How did I get to that door? How did I open the door that is you? How did I get inside that door? We open ourselves up to each other, and now we start to learn from each other. I'm learning from you, and you're teaching me about your infinite spiritual atmosphere. And then I get to share with you what my experience of your infinite spiritual atmosphere is, while I get to fine-tune and balance you as spirit guides me. And it's wonderful. It's a whole new wave to surf, and it's fun, and it's enlightening, and it teaches, and it shares wisdom, and it helps us transform our perception of what is. Totally transform it. And you're ready for that. You're totally ready for that. That's all I'm going to say. Obviously, right now, if I have two things that I'm working on. One is I want to start offering psychic mentoring so I could teach you I think you're quite ready to be taught how to do a journey work, just like I do. Now you can meet your spirit guides. Now you can talk to any angel you want to. Now you can discern what is a dodgy spiritual space from a heavenly spiritual space. You can walk into creepy taverns from the 1700s. You can walk into haunted houses and see the ghosts in there. You can purify everything. You can learn from speaking to a flower. You just journey into it. You can journey into the earth and learn from Mother Earth. You can journey into any star in the infinite universe. You can journey into alien beings. You can start to discover you have the psychic ability to talk to any spirit, any ghost, any alien being, any demon, anybody you want to. And there's nothing to be afraid of, because we're all love. We're all reflections of love. And so we can talk to each other. There's different energetic feelings that everybody gives you. So some are like, you stink, you make me feel freaked out inside. You're like a puke bucket to be around. So you just share love with them and help them find their way back to the light. Spirits like you can be like, oh my gosh, your light is so breathtaking. I am starving for more of your love. I've never felt love like this before. Please surround me in your light, surround me in your love. Help me to feel that blanket of energy in my life. And they will come to you and they will gladly share their light with you. They will gladly share their love with you. How will you access this stuff if you don't see that you're already a spirit, that you're already an infinite infinite. You're not disconnected from the spirit realm. You're well connected. You are the spirit realm. You already are there. You already are the infinite library. Do you see how this works? And so not only am I going to offer one-on-one sessions when I can get to it, working on developing that, but also developing an actual tool where people can, have a series of videos that actually walk you through exactly how to do this. And that would be sort of like a book, but it's on video, a video book, full of like lots of step 1, step 2, step 3, on how to do exactly what I do, the shamanic journey. You can do anything and everything. You can start getting to know the spirits of your pets, your best friends, your higher self. You get to start talking to everybody. There's nothing you can't journey into. There's nothing that you can't experience the wisdom of that. But that is what Spirit is saying you are ready for. And your spiritual atmosphere is saying you are ready for that as well. And so that's all I can tell you. This is a really fun experience for me. Thank you so much for exploring this. I loved it. I loved every part of it. Your spiritual atmosphere feels amazing. That means you too are feeling freedom within and around yourself, freedom of your senses, freedom, mental, emotional freedoms. You are feeling amazing. You're feeling so much release of what is not your true balance. You feel amazing. So thank you for exploring this work with me. For those of you watching, if you're interested in a shamanic journey session, please visit my website at abbynormalswisdomquest.com. Thank you for watching, and thank you for supporting my channel.